Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I've been getting a lot of emails from new Muslims asking me to do a tutorial on how to properly wear an Islamic hijab and a niqab. And another question I've been getting a lot is how to eat with a niqab on in a restaurant. And so my goal for this video is not only to show you that, but to also demonstrate that for you in a restaurant. Now, the two most important things is length and width. Inshallah, in my next video on how to properly wear a niqab, I will actually show you the width of the niqab. But to demonstrate really quickly, I'm going to take a bottle of water and I'm going to explain to you why the length and the width is very important. So, for example, length is going to give you that coverage, so when you lift, you're not going to expose your neck area. And what I mean by that is, let's say you don't have a straw and you want to drink out of the bottle. So, no matter how high you're lifting, nothing is going to be exposed. Same thing with the width. Because I have that extra width, no matter how high, nothing is going to be exposed. Now, usually most niqabs, they stop right at your hairline. And personally, I like my niqabs extra wide. And just to briefly show you what I mean by extra wide is just to show you this side. There's actually a lot of extra material just for that protection. Now, there's a trick to tying that. Inshallah, I'm going to show you in the next video. But this video, again, like I said, is just going to briefly explain to you how you can eat. Now, the way you hold your niqab when eating to prevent it from getting dirty is you want to hold the tip of your niqab with your 4 fingers and have your thumb on the top of your lip. And what I mean by that is, well, I'm wearing 2 niqabs right now, so I can lift and nothing will be exposed. So, this is the tip of the niqab. So what I want to do is I want to gather all the layers until I get to the tip of my cheek. And I'm going to grab it with my 4 fingers, and I still have my thumb. So what I do with my thumb is I put it on the top of my lip and I lift up. And what that does is it prevents the food from touching the niqab. Now, I see a lot of sisters holding the niqab wrong, and that is why they're getting the niqab dirty. And so what they're doing is they're holding the niqab at the tip and they're not gathering it. So when you hold it with the tip, obviously when you take the fork or you eat with your hand and you try to put the food there, it's going to touch the excess material. So the most important thing is where you place your thumb. Now, some of you are probably going to ask, well, if I push it up that far, then I'm going to expose my cheek. Not necessarily. Personally, when I go into a restaurant, I usually ask the host to see me off in a corner. So, I guess what I'm trying to explain is that when you want to get a booth or a table, make sure that you get one that is in a corner somewhere so you're comfortable eating. Because this way you're going to be able to lift and not worry that somebody on this side is going to see you. So for example, chips, right? So we're going to take the chip, and this is sauce or guacamole, and you're just going to lift. And you can open as wide as you want because you don't have to worry that somebody's there. And if you're going to drink a drink, I just drink out of a straw normally. And what I do is I put the drink here and I cover my drink. And as you can see, look. You still have that extra room where no one's going to see. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how you would eat with a knife and fork with a niqab on. But it is better that you eat with your hand because it is the sunnah. And of course you want to wash your hand. And we're at a Mexican restaurant and this is called a enchilada. You want to make sure that they're not cooking with any kind of lard or pork oil. Usually Mexican restaurants, they will cook the beans, especially with lard, which is pork. So you want to be careful with that. You also want to make sure that none of the ingredients have any alcohol in it. So you want to cut into smaller pieces. This way it's going to be easy for you. Of course, bismillah. You don't want to go straight because what's going to happen is it's going to touch the top of your nail niqab, and you don't want to angle the fork too down because what's going to happen is the food, see how it's going to drop. So what you want to do is angle it a little bit this way it goes straight. So you just lift with your right and there you go. Just make sure that the niqab, like I said, is long. This way when you lift it, you have all this extra access right here. And I like to eat with my hand. I don't really care for the public place or a restaurant. Everything we do is da'wah, is a silent form of da'wah. Whether I'm wearing a niqab, whether I'm eating with my hand, all of it is da'wah. And again, like I said, it is the sunnah, so we're at an Italian restaurant, so I'm going to show you how to eat seafood and pasta. I ordered the pizza, and obviously we know we eat the pizza with our hands, and we have mushroom sticks, calamari, and pasta. So I'm going to show you just a quick way how to eat the pasta with the niqab. In half, and you just twist it in a fork. And like I said, you don't want to angle it like falling down, because what's going to happen if you go like this, the pasta is going to fall down. The most important thing is you guys want to make sure that whatever you don't finish, you take home, because food is ni'mah, and there's people all over the world that are dying of hunger. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good night. Thank you.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Kulu washrabu wa la tasrifu innahu la yuhibbul musrifin," which means eat and drink but do not waste, because He does not like the wasteful. So make sure that you take all of your food home.